Hey everybody, Matt Compton here. Today I'm going to actually show you a little bit about this Straumann Exact system. It is Straumann time, as you can see right here on my watch. So let's get into it. So this is for a grammetry protocol that we have created called Exact. And I'm just going to show you how it kind of goes together, and then I'm also going to show you how it scans. I'm going to use the Sirios scanner that we have, but you can do this with any scanner. But I want to show you how it loads onto your multi-units, or in Straumann world, SRA, screw retained abutments, right here. So we have a couple different parts. This is my model, obviously. And then this is the most important part, these little scan bodies. I'm going to show you how those go on. And those are autoclavable. And then we have these different array of little plastic clips that basically is going to be your digital jig. They snap onto them, and that's what you're going to scan. It kind of gives the lab or whoever's designing the case the right orientation for everything, and just basically connects the dots. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, you're going to grab one of your scan bodies. Grab your model or your patient's face, and then you're going to put it on. Now, I'm going to show you how they need to be oriented. So if you can look here, you can see really closely on my thumb that there's a little arrow on this side, but on these other two, they're flat. That needs to be as buccal as you can get it. Buccal or facial, and then you're going to tighten those down. So let's fast forward here on the video, and then I'll put all of them on. Okay, welcome back. So that is how you want it to look. If you can see, these arrows, little indentions, are all facing buccal and facial. Got one there, you got one there. You can notice these sides are flat. So that is your main structure with your scan bodies right here. So that's what it's gonna look like. And you can see there's indentions here that take these clips pretty nicely. So now we're just gonna pick out whatever clips work for this arch. This is like almost a perfectly done arch, but as you know, you might have 6 implants, 5, 7, 8, and they're on different places, so you might have to use different shapes of these. So first I'm going to just try the short to see if that's going to connect them. So you just pop this on just like that. It moves around. That one fell off, so I'm going to get a new one. Pop it on, and you can move it around like that. So that's going to be connected to that one. It doesn't have to connect exactly. We're going to lute this together at the end. I'm not going to lute it together because I don't have any materials, but you can basically put it with whatever you need to put it with. I think the shorts are going to work for this case. So there you go. But just to show you what these other ones look like, we have a double one that you could actually put here if it connects to 2 different implants. Or you could have this longer one if you have a longer span, it'll connect out there. Or if you want to extend it past these scan bodies, you could do that as well. But that's what you want it to look like right there. So if you have a longer span or less connectivity, you want to lute these together. Now, I'm not going to lute this together because it's just a demo, but the purpose of, making these stable is obviously as you're scanning, you don't want this to do that or to move around. You want it to stay still. So use some kind of material. You can even use like, I don't know, composite material, temp material, anything to just lute it together, something cheap, and just make sure it's nice and stable before you scan. So that's how you put the exact parts and pieces on your arch. Okay, so how do we scan this thing now? So this is the Straumann Sirios scanner. It's got the workflow built into it for Exact. So I'm going to show you on this scanner, but you can do it with any other scanner. There's a couple more steps. It's not always laid out, but the layout of this one is nice. So I want to show it to you on the Straumann Sirios scanner. First, you'll see on the left, this is your case creation tool right here. And I'm going to choose full arch because we're doing the Exact protocol. And you can see it has it laid out, Straumann Exact. SRAs are 4.6. I'm actually going to restore an upper arch in this case. We have to put a patient in to move forward, so I'm going to put myself because I'm the only patient in here, and then we're going to go to next. Now we're ready to go. So I'm going to do the model scan. I have 2 different models, so it's not going to make a lot of sense as far as them connecting together, but you're going to get the idea. So I'm going to scan the lower first. Now the next one is going to say upper in situ, upper in situation. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have I'm going to scan this, even though it's not in the mouth, but we're basically just scanning it in the mouth so you can get a bite. So now this is the key here. Upper intaglio. Now you're going to scan this as is. Okay, so we got that. Doesn't look great because of my technique, but here's the next thing we want to do. So now we're going to do upper scan body. So this is now what we put together before. We're going to scan. So here's how it's going to look. So there's that, and next we're going to go to the upper gingiva scan. Okay, so you can see here it made all the stuff disappear, and now you're going to scan everything else. I'm going to take it out of monochrome now, so you can kind of get an idea of that. Now I didn't take these out yet, so I'm going to fast forward this, and then I'll take them out, and then I'll restart the video, and we'll be good to go. Okay, welcome back. Now I'm going to be scanning it without it in there. So we're going to take this. And there we go. That is your tissue scan with your multi-units. And now you have everything that you need to send that to the lab. Here is that in color if you want to check it out. See how those points are right there, facing buccal. And now your lab has a nice digital scan of the index and everything you need to know to make that. I would probably go back and fill that in, but the most important part of these little dots and the connections, but you can go back and fill that in with another scan. So there's a little example of the Straumann Exact workflow.